Welcome to Button Banter. This is the podcast from Red Button Marketing Training, brought to you in association with our partnership with Middlesbrough Football Club Women. In this podcast, we chat with amazing people in the region, all around marketing, their stories, their journeys, and we have great banter. So joining me today on Button Banter, what an introduction I need to give to this gentleman. And I'm going to use the word gentleman, actually, because I mean it in every sense of the word. True gentleman, probably known as Mr. Finance, not Beast. Is that a big intro? Good afternoon and welcome, Andrew, to Button Banter. Andrew Wattsford.
Hello, and how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'd like to say we planned this chat, but we probably didn't, did we?
No, we didn't actually.
This is true banter, isn't it?
It is. Can I follow the script?
No, there is no script. Anyone who knows, this is Andrew Wattsford, actually, from Wattsford Commercial Finance. A bit of I would have said, a legend in the world of finance in the region. Is that £2,000? Is that right, Andrew?
I like to think maybe legend in my own breakfast time. Yes.
Yeah, we did. Actually, I was going to ask you what you had for breakfast, actually, to be fair, this morning. Do you want to share? Just to help us get warmed up, Andrew. My listeners need to know this.
Well, I'm on a diet because I'm trying to lose weight, so I was very good. And I had one piece of toast.
One piece of toast?
With a smidgen amount of margarine on it, and probably more of a liberal dash of jam, straight marmalade than I should have done.
Interesting. See, now, if you know, that's good for sharing. Now, you use a word in there which just lends me to one little subject with margarine about you. Well, margarine. You said liberal. Can I just say, this podcast is being recorded today. It will go out it'll go out after a certain finance event happening in the country this week.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Don't know what it is. So we're going to do an interesting thing where we're going to go, we're not going to talk about Oh, Andrew.
No, it's not.
So you mentioned liberal. I had to get that out of the way, so we're just not going to do that. But we are going to have banter about other things.
Hopefully, yes.
And get to know you a little bit more.
That'd be lovely.
I think that's a real thing. Do you like working in finance, Andrew?
Some days I hate it, like everything. But most of the time, I love it. It's fantastic. It's really wonderful just to be able to help businesses, to be able to grow, to develop, to help them to realise their dreams.
Yeah. I think it is quite a thing, isn't it, really, when you think about it? You once said to me, when it comes to finance, sometimes people don't always want to talk about it, but yet it's such a big part of people's lives, whether it's kind of getting money for their house, their mortgage, or for their business, and getting great advice is so important, but it is such a big deal, isn't it?
It's a phenomenal deal. I don't deal with the house that you and I might live in, but I do deal with the businesses which support it. And as companies and as sole traders, whatever the client is, we've got to really help them sometimes navigate through what can often be a really sort of difficult time for them. Not all clients we work with are what I call distressed.
No.
But most of our clients, thankfully, aren't in that situation. But where we do have distressed clients, it's actually quite a challenge sometimes to help them to realise that, sometimes the best thing is not to actually take on additional finance at that point in time, but maybe to look at restructuring it.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, what I don't want as an individual is to, and there are people out there, to put another nail in the coffin of their business.
Yeah. And I think that's really nice. Do you know, honestly, Andrew, I think you are, and I said gentlemen because I mean that. We'll come on to bow ties in a minute, people. You need to know about this, but that's coming in a second. I think you are perfectly suited to what you do. Do you think that's fair to say?
Yes, I
think you are.
Yeah, I probably am. So I've drifted into later life. I'm just wondering whether I should.
I love that.
Whether I should actually wear a bow tie when I go and see clients.
You should. I'd like to think, actually.
But that'd be too much.
Do you reckon? I don't know, Andrew, maybe. As you know, this is banter, so we flick around all kinds of crazy subjects and do all sorts of gymnastics in conversation. But did you just say, we said drifted, didn't we? You drifted into finance.
Yes.
Did you not sail into finance? Tell us about this.
Well, I do enjoy sailing.
Oh, right. Okay. So, explain. Share more.
So I started sailing on little smaller boats like mirrors and otters when I was a teenager. And I took part on not the tall ships race, but I sailed on a tall ship called the Statsred Lemcool back in 1987, before many of our listeners would have been born.
You were probably only about, 10 at the time, Andrew? I'm trying to be kind.
Yeah, I was about, I won't say, but anyway, I was in my late teens,
Right.
and that was a fantastic experience. I really loved it.
Nice.
Then I've also done other sort of sailing on boats, and it's an enjoyable hobby. But unfortunately, owning a boat is also a very, very expensive hobby at the level that I like to sail. So I like to consider myself ballast.
Ballast. See, this is what I mean about great conversation. Just love it. If you had an amazing choice, right? If you could choose whatever amazing boat you would like, what would you call your boat?
Well, there is a boat which I sailed on, and I just love the name. And it's owned by a wonderful friend of mine called Keith, who lives in the Isle of Man. Hello
to Keith in the Isle of Man, by the way. Like I'm saying, we're not exactly Radio 1, but come on, Andrew, we can be ambitious.
So Keith owns a catamaran, and he calls it accrued interest.
Oh, accrued interest. Is that just my brain going...
Yes.
To interpretation?
Yes. Which I think, I just love that name. I think it's so clever.
That is really clever.
Yeah.
That is really clever. Yeah, I have to say, I wasn't sure if that was just me there. So, I mean, you're not sure when this is going out, whether it's watershed or not. I'll leave that to the imagination.
No. Accrued interest, obviously, in wealth.
Obviously, in wealth. Accrued. As in...
Yes.
ACC,
accrued. Yeah, accrued interest. Yes.
Yeah,
as in wealth.
As in wealth. As in gathering that financial interest.
And, of course, it's in the Isle of Man.
Isle of Man.
Which is a low-tax economy, not a tax haven. So do I.
Oh, yeah. Did we have this conversation before?
Probably.
His name was Neil. Move on. Because, just a quick question in terms of family, because I know you're an absolutely amazing family man, I've got to say. And I think this is where, for me, you're so well placed in what you do, because you're such a caring person and great conversationalist, I think, and really family orientated. I think they're great values to have. There's that real kind of trust that I think then around giving financial advice or support or helping on, financial matters kind of thing. But are all your family into sailing? Would you say, is this something that's kind of like filtering through?
No, they all hate it.
Really? Is this when you go on a boat alone?
No, this is when you just get a chance to escape from it all.
Escape from everyone else. There's me bigging you up on the family values.
Oh, yes, admittedly, yes. They all love to see me off, yes.
I'm sure they'll all be waving, going, phew. So I have to say, right, because I've known you a while, and I just want to share one of the first times, although I think I met you many years ago when I worked somewhere else before I had my own.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. We have to mention, however, and this is really interesting, because we're going to be leaping into the subject of marketing in a second, Andrew. But I think we met at an event where you were waving pound notes at me.
Yes.
Does that ring a bell?
Yes. Well, I've never waved pound notes. It was £20 notes.
£20 notes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because tell our listeners what that is all about.
So, several years ago, and many people will have actually received one of the Wattsford £20 notes. If you can find a way to cash them in, please let me know. Yes. I've still got quite a few.
The collector's item.
They're collector's items. So I was looking to do an event, a marketing event, and I was talking to my sons, who would probably be about 10 or 11 at the time. Mm. And we were sort of talking about money and what we could do. And one of my sons turned around and said, why don't you just give them money? And then I think my other son realised, I've got twins, by the way,
yes,
realised that perhaps that wasn't such a good idea. And then we came up with a wonderful little strap line, which I thought was ingenious. And that was basically this, that, we'll show you the way of turning this into real money.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Really clever. And I think it was great. I think actually I still have your £20.
I want it back.
I need to get it framed. But it's ideas like that, because it's around that whole subject, marketing, and I'm going to ask you, because I've asked you before, possibly about 10 minutes ago, but to you, what is marketing anyway? What's going on, Andrew?
So marketing is something that I'm not the world's best at, which is why I have marketing people to help me. But marketing really is about communication, whether it's the message that I try and give out to our customers hopefully to be, and to our suppliers and to the world out there.
Yeah.
And it's a wide-ranging thing. So, we've got websites in our business, we've got some leaflets, and we do a little bit of pieces on things like LinkedIn. But it's also going out there and talking to people.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff, isn't it? But I think as well, because marketing site's massive, amazing, we're big fans. What I think about the story you said about your son and the 20 note, it just goes to show that ideas...
Can I just butt in there? The sons, twins.
Oh, no, hang on, we can't leave one out. No, oh gosh, because when this goes live, no sons.
Yeah, you'll be in deep doo-doo.
I'm going to be in trouble. Uh-oh. I think we'll have to have a Wattsford Button Banter Part 2 with the sons. It will be a bit like that whole how well do you know each other. We should do that, Andrew.
Maybe after their A-levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could ask you some information now, then I could have a session with your sons. We can ask them the information. It's like, who knows who the best? You know what I mean? We could do something like that.
Well, as I get them confused sometimes when they're going upstairs and their backs are turned because they're identical twins.
Really, yeah.
Which, does give some scowling looks after all these years.
Have they ever played trick? Have they ever tried, have you ever managed to have a trick play or anything like that?
All the time. All the time.
I think it was so fun. So fun. But good luck with their A-levels. Good luck. But we're just saying about ideas, though. Isn't it great? It's about being open to ideas and wherever they may come from and being able to translate it into doing something good for the business.
It is. And
that is amazing.
It is. To be fair, neither of them got any interest in marketing whatsoever. And I should, one wants to go into dentistry and the other one possibly going to go into biosciences. And they are very interested in marketing. I don't know why I'm saying they do my websites for me. They keep those up to date because I'm clueless in that area. But and it's not their bag. And I think it's great that they are rounded in so many ways.
Yeah, I think absolutely, because I think more and more now, as people, and I was reluctant to say nowadays because I'm wondering how all that makes me feel.
I've got a Zimmer frame in the car.
Nowadays. Sound like my nana. But I think it's becoming more of a thing rather than it being seen as, it's an integral part of business, isn't it, really? So no matter what area you're in, I think you've got to have that understanding of that process.
I think you need a basic understanding. Yeah. So my understanding really has to concentrate around to the finances side.
Yeah.
At the end of the day in the business, I'm also the chief tea maker as well. Mm-hmm. Unless my wife kindly brings me a cut through, which is always very nice when she does that. More of those, please, but not so many that I need loo every 5
minutes. Yes.
But marketing is such an important aspect to any business. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many elements to it. I remember hearing something about the 5 Ps at one point in time, which is price, promotion, product placement, and things like that. Yeah, that's pretty good to remember that.
That's actually, Andrew. Yeah, I'm going to make a little note of that. But I think it's great. But I think you are the shiny example of your business. You are your business. Do you know what I mean? And that's just great. Sort of, I think marketing and comms and all of that stuff. It's an amazing process, and we can I love having a bit of banter about it and figuring out what people think and feel. So it's always kind of good to get your insights, and see what you think. But back to finance. You sailed in on your boat. Okay. Did you tell me what you were going to call your boat, or did you just tell me about your friend?
No, I just love that name. I think it's so clever.
Yeah. I think now we're going to, our takeaway as well, but what would Andrew call his boat? So actually, if anyone's got any suggestions on what Andrew Wattsford should call his boat, knowing that he is in...
No, I don't want boaty, duck face.
No. Yeah, I'm just, float your boat? No, I don't know what else. That's something to do with finance, isn't it? A float?
A float, yes. Well, that's the business. Keeping the business afloat can be challenging.
Well, we just come up with the name of your boat. That's quite good. That was genuinely unrehearsed, guys. Oh, brilliant. So that's another competition. So back to you sailing into finance. Tell me about your finance journey. How did you start?
Well, I was made redundant.
Oh, was that from agricultural?
No. So I had a sort of bit of a weird positive history. I started off in farming. Now I then ended up working in contract management and for world of stationery, pens and pencils, and I managed central government contracts on that. Moved away into the world of public spend intelligence, That's public sector spend intelligence. Very difficult to say after 15 gin and tonics.
Yes. I'm not going to do that.
Even without having a gin and tonic or whatever your favourite tickle might be. And I ended up after that working for Durham County Council in Economic Development.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
Great career. Wow.
I know, weird. So I sort of moved into that, and then I ended up working for a charity, and the charity sadly made me redundant because they lost some contracts, and that was back in 2016. And we got into this mainly because it was that word which nobody's ever heard of before, which is Brexit. No, I know, and I won't tell you what it's about because it's not really of any interest to anybody.
There's a lot of B words going on today.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Brexit. We're not talking about the budget.
Yes, yeah. So we had this thing called Brexit and a referendum coming up, and my wife turned around and said, well, you can't get another job which is part funded through the EU. There's a little business called Business Starts, which provided startup loans, and we still do those startup loans through Business Starts today. We then moved into commercial finance in the October of 2017 when Wattsford Commercial Finance was born. And then after that in 2020, just before COVID hit, so we've gone for BC now.
Yeah.
Before COVID.
We'll do the AD later. After dinner, after you later.
I will be, yes, yeah. Fish and chips tonight. So we set up another brand called Tax Reclaims, which deals with with things like contaminated land tax reliefs and capital allowances on property. So we deal with that, and then we also set up a separate branding exercise called Finance for Agriculture to support our agricultural and farming clients.
Ooh. God, what a journey, Andrew. The great expertise. You know when people say walk the walk, talk the talk, like, you know, you've done it. Do you know? And I think it's great because I keep on tripping up along the way though. Yeah, Andrew, don't worry, it's fine. Just watch those gin and tonics. You know, I'll enjoy your fish and chips tonight. But I think that's great that you've kind of done it, lived it, and it's bringing that real life experience. And I think that's great when doing what you do.
I love it. And what I love most about what I do is actually helping people more than anything else.
Yeah.
It's taking a business, helping a business to achieve their goals. Mm-hmm. And by doing so, you know that you're supporting lots and lots of people.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah, because it's that whole sustainable kind of take on it, really. So it's not just finance, really, for you, is it? It is the finance, but it's, like you say, supporting the business.
It's probably from my Durham County Council days, to be fair. That probably creeps in a bit more.
Yeah. Because where were you born, Andrew, then? I'm going to have to ask. Where are you?
I'm a northerner. Yes.
Totally.
Yes, yeah. And I'm a Geordie. I'm very proud to be a Geordie. I was born within the sounds of St Nicholas's Cathedral.
Amazing.
In Newcastle upon Tyne, in case anybody's wondering.
Just double checking, yeah? Just to confirm it. My word. So, and have you always lived in the region?
No.
Because
I've lived down south, I've lived in the Midlands, and I moved back to Newcastle in my late early 20s. Yeah. I met a girl from Darlington and marrying her, and I moved to Darlington.
How fantastic. And we did have a little chat earlier, and I just say, I think by all accounts, I'm just going to put a little shout out for your wife's chicken soup.
It's marvellous.
Just saying.
It's marvellous. Yeah, my wife is an excellent cook. I'm very, very lucky.
Yeah.
I'm a lucky man.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good, solid, kind of dependable thing, isn't it? Having someone that can cook really well.
This is. Her mushroom soup is to die for.
Is that good as well?
It is.
What's your recipe? What do you cook?
Well, I'm a bit of a Philistine, really, and I like sort of red meat, which I don't really get at home. So I like to do steaks, and then we're not doing steak. I like to maybe do another steak.
Another steak. You haven't seen that film Madagascar, have you? The kids' movie.
Yes.
Just in his eyeball. Yeah. Just steaks. Yeah. Now, I was sort of wondering whether or not when I think of you, Andrew, I was seeing the eyeballs, I would see pound signs, but now I'm not going to see that anymore. It's going to be steaks.
Yeah. And of course, we've got Halloween coming up, so hopefully that won't be through the heart.
No. Right. I feel like you for a song there. Is there not a lyric line for a song there, Andrew?
No.
Andrew the whole, you to blame. Oh, no, I don't know. Is that the right one?
I can't sing.
No, I can't. Well,
Well, you do.
I do.
But I can't sing this off. In fact, I did have a beautiful chorister's voice until my voice broke.
Were you an Ella Jones? Could you be?
No, I was never that good. No. I was in the school choir, and then basically everything sort of dropped, so to speak. And after that, my I can't sing a note.
Oh, gosh. I think we've uncovered some challenges. On that note, before we have to, as much as I don't really want to, actually, as much as we might have to conclude this banter session shortly, I feel I don't want to at all. However, challenges, Andrew. Did we or did we not have this chat about bow ties?
We did indeed.
Because Andrew Wattsford, can I just say, hello, listeners. We're a radio one. Hello, listeners. Andrew Wattsford can actually tie a proper bow tie.
Better when I'm drunk.
You know, without like looking, as it were. Do you know what I mean? If you could see me now, I'm waving my hands around, trying to pretend to do this bow tie. Bangles are jangling everywhere. In a very short space of time. So we just set a challenge to say, look, can someone beat the time? Forget how many seconds you did it. You did it in like about 50.
It was about 43.
43 seconds and tied this amazing bow tie. So people need to have a go at this. They should start a revolution like tying bow ties.
Yeah, I think bow ties are great. And so I was very fortunate. I had a great uncle who loved his bow ties. And then he showed me how to do them when I was probably about 10 or 11 years old. I thought it was really boring at the time, but I thought I'd better human because he was a great uncle and well respected. And so, but actually what's really nice about it is that it's a skill that I've been able to take through my adult life, and I'll be able to take it into my dotage.
Exactly, they are. Which brings us back to really lovely back to where we started, which is Andrew Wattsford is a gentleman. Can I just say?
Oh, thank you.
How do you follow that? So the bow tie challenge is out there. So can you tie a bow tie? We would love people to let us know.
Can I just say that on LinkedIn there is a link to it, and if you beat my time, you've got to record it, and you're not allowed to use a mirror. But I will send you a miniature bottle of whiskey and as a prize. But you will have to pay for the postage, though.
There's something about that comment that's telling me you're in finance, Andrew.
With hopefully a bit of a sense of humour.
With a sense of humour. I think it's an essential quality.
It is in this day and age, exactly.
Because when you deal with, we're all people, we have to deal with each other in all different sort of ways of life, finance or whatever. We've got to be able to like communicate and get on and just help each other. So good communication. And in amongst all of that lot, in that recipe of communication, a sense of humour does help a lot.
It does indeed.
So on that note, Andrew, I'd love to say thank you so much for coming along today and just having some really good banter.
It's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Absolute pleasure. Thank you. And can I say thank you for having me?
You are so welcome.
I feel like a child saying
I know, just like, oh, it's just brilliant. It's just so nice. Used.
Thank you.
Actually, you have an amazing dinner date, I think, this evening. Not in that respect, because obviously, it's a business function, as I recall.
Yes.
Fish and chips tonight. So no steaks.
No steaks.
But all I can say is let's see if we can find out what Andrew has to eat on Thursday. That's the other thing. So thank you so much, Andrew. Keep going with amazing finance stuff and keep the banter.
Thank you.
See you very soon.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Button Banter, the podcast from Red Button Marketing Training, in association with our partnership with Middlesbrough Football Club Women.